Have you ever wondered why certain advertisements make you feel a certain way, or why you're drawn to purchase things you didn't even think you needed? Welcome to the intricate world of advertising, a realm where psychology and creativity intertwine, shaping consumer behavior in ways that are often overlooked. It's no secret that advertisements are designed to persuade us, to convince us to part with our hard-earned money in exchange for a product or service. But have you ever stopped to consider the depth of their influence, the subtle, seemingly innocuous elements that nudge us towards a purchase? Advertising is not merely a business strategy, it's a carefully crafted blend of art and science, designed to tap into our deepest desires, fears, and aspirations. Brands meticulously construct narratives that resonate with our personal stories, triggering an emotional response, pushing us to act, to buy, to engage. One of the most compelling tools in the advertiser's arsenal is the use of psychological tricks. These are not just mind games, but deep-seated principles that influence our behavior on a subconscious level. They leverage our innate human instincts, our societal norms, and even our cognitive biases. We're talking about principles like reciprocity, where we feel obliged to return a favor, scarcity, where we're driven by the fear of missing out, and social proof, where we're swayed by the actions of others. A particularly intriguing aspect of these psychological tricks is the concept of subliminal messaging. This is where brands use images, sounds, or text that our conscious mind may not register, but our subconscious does. It's a subtle yet powerful method of molding our thoughts and preferences without us even realizing it. So picture this: every time you watch a commercial, flip through a magazine, or scroll through social media, you're not just passively consuming content. You're engaging in a rich, multi-layered experience crafted to guide your decisions and shape your behavior. In this video, we'll dive into how brands use these fascinating psychological tricks to influence our behavior. It's a journey into the heart of advertising, a journey that promises to change the way you perceive the world around you. Let's kick off with our first psychological trick: reciprocity. This is the principle that suggests we feel obligated to give back when we receive something. Reciprocity is a powerful tool in the world of marketing and advertising. It's a simple but effective concept deeply rooted in our psychology. The idea is that when someone does something nice for us, we instinctively want to do something nice in return. It's like an unwritten social contract we all subscribe to. Take a moment to think about it. If a friend invites you to their party, there's an invisible expectation that you'll invite them to yours. If someone gives you a gift, you'll likely feel a pull to give one back. It's an automatic response, a part of our human nature, and marketers use this to their advantage. Now let's dive into a real-world example: Costco's free sample strategy. We've all been there, wandering the aisles of Costco, when a friendly staff member offers us a free sample of something delicious. It's a small gesture, but it triggers the principle of reciprocity. We've been given something for free, and now we feel a subconscious obligation to give back. Often this means buying the product we just sampled. Costco's free samples aren't just about letting customers try before they buy, it's about sparking that sense of obligation. Once you've enjoyed a free sample, you're more likely to feel a pull to return the favor by purchasing the product. It's not an obligation, of course, you're free to walk away, but the clever use of reciprocity makes that a little bit harder. So you see, the principle of reciprocity is more than just a trick. It's a deep-seated human behavior that marketers tap into to influence our buying decisions. And it's not just Costco. Many brands use this principle to sway consumers subtly and effectively. So, the next time you're offered a free sample, think about the principle of reciprocity. Moving on to our next psychological trick: scarcity. Ever noticed how you want something more when there's less of it available? Let's dive into the world of scarcity, a principle deeply rooted in our psychology. Think back to your childhood. Remember that toy you wanted so desperately, but there were only a few left in the store? That's scarcity at work. It's the basic economic principle of supply and demand, but in this context, it's more about the perception of scarcity rather than actual scarcity. Now let's look at an example from the real world. Nintendo, the Japanese gaming giant, has been a master of this technique. Remember the frenzy around their limited edition releases? They've ingeniously used scarcity to drive demand and create an aura of exclusivity around their products. Take the case of the Nintendo Classic Mini, a re-release of their iconic console. This little box of nostalgia was launched in limited quantities. The result? It sold out almost immediately, and even the second-hand ones were selling for double the retail price. So why does this work? Well, scarcity creates a sense of urgency and fear of missing out. When something is scarce, we perceive it as more valuable. It's human nature. We don't want to miss out on opportunities. We want to be part of the exclusive club that owns these limited edition items. But here's the catch. The scarcity principle is powerful, but it must be used responsibly. If customers feel cheated or manipulated, they can turn against the brand. So, it's a delicate balancing act. Nintendo's success with scarcity shows how this principle can be a game changer. They've managed to create a buzz, drive sales, and build a loyal fan base, all by leveraging the power of scarcity. So, the next time you see that limited stock or limited time offer sign, remember, it's not just a sales tactic, it's a psychological trick designed to make you want that product more. Remember, scarcity is a potent tool in advertising. It's always more tempting to buy when you think you might miss out. Next up, we have the powerful trick of social proof. This principle suggests we tend to do what others do. Now, that may sound simple, but when it comes to marketing, social proof is a potent tool that can greatly influence our purchasing decisions, sometimes even without us realizing it. Let's delve a little deeper into this. Social proof is a psychological and social phenomenon where people assume the actions of others in an attempt to reflect correct behavior in a given situation. Essentially, if we see others doing something, we're more likely to do it too. We are social creatures after all. We look to others for guidance, especially when we are unsure of what to do. Now, how does this relate to marketing? Well, think about the last time you were scrolling through Instagram. You probably saw a post from your favorite influencer raving about a new product they've tried. They loved it, and because you trust their judgment, you're more inclined to purchase this product yourself. This is social proof in action. Brands often collaborate with influencers because they know their followers trust them. When an influencer promotes a product, they're not just advertising, they're providing social proof. They're telling their followers, "Hey, I've tried this and it's great, you should try it too." And because we value their opinion, we're more likely to take their word for it. But it's not just about influencers. Reviews and testimonials from regular customers also provide social proof. When we see a product with hundreds of positive reviews, we're more likely to trust it. After all, if all these people liked it, chances are we will too. So, social proof, whether it's from influencers, reviews, or even our peers, plays a significant role in our purchasing decisions. It's a clever psychological trick that marketers use to make their products more appealing, and it's more prevalent than you might think. So the next time you see your favorite influencer promoting a product, remember the power of social proof. So far, we've explored some powerful psychological tricks used in advertising: reciprocity, scarcity, and social proof. Let's take a moment to recap. In the realm of reciprocity, we've learned that brands often give something away for free, like samples or trials, in the hope that we'll feel obligated to return the favor, typically by making a purchase. It's a subtle but effective way of nudging us towards a sale. Then we delved into the concept of scarcity. This is where brands create a sense of urgency by suggesting that their product or service is limited in supply or available for a limited time only. The fear of missing out can be a powerful motivator, compelling us to act quickly rather than mull over our decision. Lastly, we talked about social proof, which is when brands use testimonials, reviews, and celebrity endorsements to convince us that others are already enjoying their product or service. By showing us that other people, especially people we admire or trust, are on board, they're hoping to sway us to join the bandwagon. These are all powerful tools in the advertiser's arsenal, and they're used more often than you might think. It's important to be aware of these tactics, not to vilify marketing or those who practice it. After all, it's a crucial part of our economy. Rather, it's about being an informed consumer, understanding the strategies that are being used to influence our behavior, and making decisions that are truly ours. This knowledge equips us with the power to make conscious choices, to distinguish between our genuine wants and those that are cleverly crafted by advertising campaigns. It encourages us to question, to scrutinize, and ultimately to make better, more informed decisions. The next time you interact with an advertisement, remember these tricks and see if you can spot them in action. Remember, knowledge is power.